Hey, everybody, we're back. Today we're back for another SpongeBob movie game mod video. I'm gonna be showing you our buttons. Our buttons working, like our button warp triggers working in the SpongeBob movie game. Like I want to show you something. But this is not the trick with this is it doesn't actually work. I want to show you something cool I did. So this won't work fully raw. You can't use the portals. So let me explain what I'm talking about. Okay, yeah. So what I mean is like when you know how you walk in your SpongeBob's house in Battlefield Bottom, how it shows an R button, whatever console you're on. Like I'm using GameCube, so I'll just use GameCube for example. It will say press R to enter SpongeBob's house or pineapple, whatever it says. Well, the R button will pop up. The R button will pop up. And then, if you decide to walk away from the R button, it will disappear. And if you walk back to the R button, it reappears. And then you can press the R button to actually enter. And it runs a timer, which then runs the portal. Which the portal means warp. And then it will load the level, which is, pineapple. So, and if you have a marker, it will put it right next to his house. Which I don't have the markers yet. I don't know if the markers work. I'm going to have to test those out. But anyway, I got a lot of industrial parks open. Here's the thing. I thought we had to use the older editor. I can't use the older editor for things, but I'm just going to show you I'll show you it. Like, what I did. So, I'm going to have to go back to the pineapple. This is, go back to the neighborhood. Now, this is before I learned about using Mindy, so Don Knotts is floating. Yeah, this is this is not a mod, like, this is not my custom, my BFBB, things from BFBB in the movie game, like, mod that I'm working on. Like, this is just my ever mod. I took Scooby-Doo stuff and messing with a lot of things, but, this is before I even learned that you can set up just, when you copy stuff over, you just paste it, and it will put it in the direct location. I had to manually move this stuff. I did a pretty good job putting it where it needs to go, but you don't need to manually put it. If you were to copy it, and you copy it from, once you have the model and stuff, the simp of it, you just paste the simp in the layer. You don't have to put it in, like, right click and paste. It will put it exactly where it needs to go. I didn't know this, so these aren't in exact locations, but this is an older mod. But you don't have to do that. Excuse me, move. But, so, if I press this is just a normal movie game trigger. This is before I learned about the R buttons. But, let me show you something cool. So, yeah, this is not my custom map mod. This doesn't have all the stuff that I've been messing with. Like, this is my older mod. So I had to learn, so I thought the new industrial park had a bug. No, actually, yeah, the new industrial park, unfortunately, yeah, that's the thing. I can't, when I put down buttons to warp, they don't work. I don't know, maybe there's something new they add, but BFB, like, if I use a button and press this, it will actually go to that area in the old editor. Like, this is the old industrial park I used to make this mod. This is 1.52, I think. It's the industrial park that, if you want to use Scooby-Doo Randomizer, if you use that build 1.52, you can make some funny, it does a lot of funny audio bugs. Like with Scooby Snacks and stuff. It's pretty funny. But, yeah, it does all that weird shit. But, yeah, this is the modding with all the characters. And I learned recently, you don't need these R buttons. You can get rid of them if you don't want to use them. Just open the character and then open the edit data and you look for text box or something that tells it, and there's a bunch of numbers. Just click 0 on both, and you remove the R buttons. This is before I learned. Yeah, I learned that recently. So you can remove the R. You don't have to do this. Thank God I learned that, because I've seen people. I don't want the R buttons all the time. Movie games text. I have to make them talk. This is my favorite one so far. This is literally my favorite one I've done. The Mastermind. We made them playable. If you haven't watched that video, like last Christmas, like New Year's, I made them playable. I gotta work more on that mod, but there's so many shit I told you I messed with, but my main mod that I probably will release the Mastermind mod. I might even release this at some point, just this, if you want to use these characters. They're already made, right? I've already made them work, so they're for movie game. These are compatible for movie game now with the tool I use to make them compatible. So if I do release this mod, you will have these characters already available to you, and you can use them however you want, because they're already rendered, and they have the animations. I don't have all the animations. I think we only have one each. I don't think I grabbed all for each. I don't remember if I did or not. These days when I use custom characters from Scooby-Doo, I take all the animations and I use a certain one for an NPC, because they can only use one at a time. I don't know how to use multiple. You probably use triggers, but because you can't talk. The talking thing, I don't know, it's kind of like, I don't know. It's different than BFBB. It's not the same, it's weird. It's a little different, but come over here, press the R button, see? This is not confusing. This text box is actually not movie game text box. Like, I gotta explain this video, because this is using the movie game style text boxes, but this is actually a BFBB text box. But what's happening is the movie game has, I guess, in the memory of it uses, bizarrely, it automatically uses the movie game text boxes. So now, how did we do this? Well, I'll show you in the editor. I'll give a little I'll explain what I did. But basically, what you have to do to use these is you can use the most of the stuff. You can use the trigger. So what I literally opened up SpongeBob Neighborhood from actual BFBB and took the timers. You're gonna see a bunch of timers, and they're called timers, or BB01. DB01 for SpongeBob's Dream, and then HB2 for Pineapple, HB3 Squid's house, HB4 Patrick's house, and Sandy's, and all the these ones. And the zombie is having a bit of he needs help, bro. But so what you need those? So you need the timers, and then you need the portals. Let's tell it to load the level. It warps you to that level, and you can also. I don't know if the markers work. I'm gonna test this actually. Maybe I'll test this right now, or I'll give that a try, see what they do. But what you can use the R button text, and movie game will automatically use the text boxes from the movie game, which is actually kind of nice, because the text boxes from they probably won't be working. Now this will not work for you. You need the compatibility cheat. I've made videos on it, so you need this cheat. This I've talked about this a lot. Junkyard, made this cheat. I actually left it in the description, like the exact cheat and everything, because I always do this, but. This is the cheat. You need this cheat code. So, if you don't have this cheat, you're not going to be able to actually take stuff from BFBB directly and use it, like I do for a lot of my videos and the mod I'm making. Obviously, you'd probably have to use whatever tools to make it compatible. Now, for Scooby-Doo Never 100 Frights, I actually thought, since BFBB and Scooby-Doo went on the same kind of, same similar engine, they're backwards compatible, I thought this cheat would work for Scooby-Doo enemies. No, sadly it doesn't. You still have to use RW Clump View. I don't know if there's any other way to. I really hope he makes a cheat code for Scooby-Doo models in BFBB. I mean movie game, so we don't have to use Clump View anymore. I love using Clump View. It's fun to use. It's a very cool thing to use, but it's so simple to use. You just put it in and you dump it. You just redump it, and it dumps it in the version that movie game would use. That's it. I'm like you told. He made the toll on it. I made it. Well, that was his old channel. Plus his archive. His older channel made the toll videos for this, and then I made the toll series, and I include that in my toll series. So, but I really hope he makes a cheat code for compatibility for Scooby-Doo models in the movie game, so then we can actually make a compatibility cheat for these. If he ever does figure that out, That'd be cool. I actually tried it to see what would happen. Yeah, turning this cheat on. I thought since BFBB and Scooby you can share stuff from Scooby to BFBB. I thought if you turn this cheat on, since you're taking stuff from BFBB that normally would crash, I thought this cheat would help. Well, no, it still doesn't work because yeah, it's too bad. I hope there's a cheat for that. But there is Clumpview. But if there's a cheat for that for Scooby Doo stuff, that'd be cool. Well, I mean, specifically what we need it also for is the GSPs. If you ever make a cheat code for compatibility GSPs, or from the like the BSPs from the Scooby Never Hunter Frights game. If you make for all three BSPs, like if you can put them all in, like if you make a cheat code for that, that'd be cool to see because then we can make them. I can take the levels from the Scooby-Doo game and put them in the movie game because at this point, don't really know how that works because it doesn't work. It crashes. Now, it's too bad that program you can't open level models. If if you could open Clubview, if you could open level models in that thing, yeah, you could dump it in the version of the thing probably, but you can't. That's a level model, but I'm just saying it's too bad there's no similar tool for that. Because I actually do want to move Scooby-Doo levels into the movie game, and you have all the BSP layers. You have 1, 2, 3. You have all 3, so you can easily just dump them in. So I don't know how that works. I just know the tool for that one, and I know how to mess with the BFBB stuff. It's easy as hell. You just move it in, and the Scooby-Doo enemies, but the BSPs out. I know how to do it for BFBB, but it's a very like you can only do one. You can only do one BSP. I don't know how to do the other ones. So anyway, let's just get back to this. So this is the R button. So we're gonna press it, and okay. How about I'll show you what I did in the editor when I actually do this. So press the R button, and it does. I don't have the door sound yet or anything, but that's fine. Like, I just want to show you this works. Anyway, I have to go. Now I can go back. I can work more on my mod. Now we can actually add. Now we can actually add the warps into here. So we need these buttons. If you go, I'd use these to warp around. And I gotta say something really funny with Don Knotts. If you use Mindy, this is a different Mindy. I don't know what Mindy this is. Close. I don't know what I did. I tried to. This was before I was pissed with this because I was trying to get the characters not to float around. They like balloons because it's using Mindy's. Yeah, it sure is that. I forgot there's ever NPCs. There's SpongeBob NPC and Patrick NPC in the driving inside levels. I forgot there was. Yeah. Oh shit! I'm gonna probably fall through the floor. Can I do that? Can I fall? How do I do that? I got in here. I could fall right through the floor here. If I clipped wrong. But anyway, yeah, that's before I did that. I'll show you something funny. This is when I was trying to figure out how the hell you make them not. Yeah, you don't use Mindy. I didn't think there was ever NPCs. I forgot the driving. I didn't think those were. I didn't really think about that. I'm like, I thought those just were playable. Like, I didn't really understand that at first. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I can use those. Like, but actually, I know I didn't think of that. At the time, I just wasn't thinking about it. But yeah, you just use those. And I don't have to deal with this floating. Yeah, if you ever do want to use custom like Scooby-Doo models in the movie game or just random stuff, yeah, don't use Mindy because it's gonna share this floating property in her shell, and you're gonna get this weird balloon effect. It is funny, but it's kind of annoying. So it just doesn't look right. So we don't have to use the big red buttons anymore. I can actually use the R buttons. But I will show you what happens though if you try using it raw. So now this is just a button. I'm just testing something else. But now I'm gonna show you something funny with what happens if you use Don Knotts with a floating Mindy. Oh, we removed the buttons. I forgot. Yeah, I can. I'll show you at the end of the video. I'll just have to warp to it. So, okay, if I try to use. Okay, so if you try to use the portals from BFBB, the portals aren't compatible. They don't work. They don't crash the game. But if you use the portals, what will happen is it loads a black screen for some reason. Yeah, it does that. It's annoying. So that's what happens. It loads a black screen, and you can attack, but you can't. Yeah, that's what. It's weird. So you get black. Everything's black. See. So these aren't compatible. The portals don't work. You can't use the portals, but you can use the. So what you have to do. So let me try to explain this. This is cool. I don't know which one's which. Here it is. So what we did was I opened my custom. I'm gonna be using my mod. Yeah, I will be releasing this part at some point too, like Scooby-Doo pack for Hub World. Yeah, I might have because you're gonna get. We have like that. We have Velma, Daphne, Dawn Knotts, Creeper right now. We have Shaggy, and we have Zombie. I actually do have Sandy here. But she is from BFBB right there. But the problem with her is she's the GameCube model, and that's before I messed with. Yeah, GameCube. You can't put GameCube models in the GameCube movie game back. It won't work. You have to use the Xbox models and textures and then put them in the GameCube version. Yeah, because Sandy will be invisible. That's what the invisibility glitch is. Because I'm like, why the hell is she not there? That's why. It's interesting. This is the weirdest shit, dude. Oh my god, I love movie game modding, bro. Because you can do you can accomplish so much stuff with all these tools you have. The Scooby-Doo stuff, if it wasn't for RW Clump View, I wouldn't be able to even do this very easily. It's nice that thing you can use. It's a very nice tool to use. But anyway, so let's show you what I did. So what you do is you grab everything goes. Pretty much, you can grab the trigger for the pineapple and all. You just go to your existing. You open up your existing HP game, like HBO2, which is this one, and you can go to your triggers, or just click on look for your portal. Now this is the older industrial park. I thought, and yeah, unfortunately, I'm saying, guys, this is a problem here. The new industrial park, I don't know if the warps. I'm having a problem with even the button warps. When I try to use them, it doesn't warp. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with that. Because I do the same stuff I do with the older editor, and maybe it's just different, but what the heck's different? You place down a button or a button trigger, and then you get the text for it to show up if you're using our button trigger. And then you place a portal down, give it the name of the level, HP10, whatever, make sure it's capitalized. And then you tell it to run however you want to start running the portal. You know, button press, teleport player portal, HP10 portal, or portal HP10, you know, whatever. Like, it will then, once you press it, it will run everything needed and then take you to that level. That's what the old version does. The new version doesn't do that. Even with actual buttons. If I use the new version with... This is the existing game. If I use the existing game, if I use the movie game and place down a red button and try to warp to a custom map, it still throw up a black screen. Even though I'm using existing stuff from movie game. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with the new one. There's a bug there. I don't know how to get around it. That bug, because it keeps happening. The old editor doesn't do that. Yeah, it doesn't throw up that problem. Even when you use existing stuff to warp, that will normally work, it will still throw up a black screen. And then you get the menu shows up, and then it's annoying. So what you do is. I just look for triggers. Trigger. Yeah, you need these. Exit type triggers. These are the triggers to when you walk near it, it will show the R button. Yeah, everything like that. And then you need a timer to run it. There's timers. But we can look at my level for that. Because, see, we're using the older editor, like I've said. You can't use the older editor with my new mod, though, unfortunately, because I've already run it through the new industrial park, Dusty Park doesn't like you to open old. Well, yeah, if you already started working on the game with a new industrial park, and you try to open it with a very old build, it will not even recognize it. The program will say error opening file because it's. I don't know why it does that, but you can't use it with the. I guess different format. So I don't know what it is. The editor doesn't like. If you use it, if you start modding with a newer editor, you can't open this with the older one. This I can because this was the older editor I was using. I didn't start using the newer industrial parks until like New Year's, and I was used to this version. But there's no need to use this version. This version is pretty good for the most part, though. Like, if you click search, it will bring up everything, including the thing you want. It will highlight it, but it will bring up everything in case you want to grab more stuff it's with it. Yeah, it does. I guess they limited that just to make it less stuff on, you know. But yeah, the old version, if you go to find and paste something or type it in, it will give you everything for it. You know, everything that's named that. The new version, just whatever you put in here is what's going to show up. Which honestly is easier to see. It's not clutter. So I guess that's why it was done. I don't know. But I like both. Yeah, I like the new version for a lot of ways. There's a lot of quality of life changes to it. Like, you know, when you go in the links, for example, you type in like two letters, it brings a bunch of things for you, of the things. They made it a lot better. Like, it's a lot more like, you know, accessible, and it's good for a lot of new people that want to mod. Like, the new editor is really good, but there is bugs with it. Like, these don't work, and they work in BFBB. In Movie Game, I don't know why they don't want to work. I don't know what I'm doing. No, I'm only doing this. There might be some added step to them. But if I try to use a simple button with a marker, a simple button with a portal, and tell it to go to that level, it won't go to the level. Even if I do everything I do in this version, everything I do in this editor, I do in this one, doesn't work in the new one. I use these same things, it will still flip a black screen, even though you've mapped out everything. Button, what portal, you mapped to the portal, you've done everything you have to do. It will still not work. Yeah, it's annoying. So I don't know how I'm going to get this mod to work now if I can't get that, because these still might not work in the new editor. But anyway, so you use the triggers. You can some stuff to explain. Damn it! You have to use the triggers. You can use the triggers with the compatibility cheat. You need that. I'll leave that in the description again. Maybe I will leave it again, Paul, in case you haven't watched my other videos. But I didn't create it. Like I said, I didn't create that. It was junkyard. But these triggers you can use. Okay, you can use these. You can use the timers. These are directly from BFBB. You need the compatibility cheat, but yeah, these will work still as intended. You can also use the text. I grabbed a bunch of text, but we only need, because you need the exit ones. Yeah, I just grabbed a bunch because I guess I want to use more of everything to test stuff, but, well, actually, this is not my main mod. I don't use this too much anymore. I use my newer stuff, and you can use the stuff that's, like, the talk about. Yeah, you need this. These all work. Everything needed for this to work will work, except the portals. These don't work. If you try to tell it to run the portal, it will run, and then it won't warp you. It will just go to the black screen. Even if you use the old editor like I do, it will still not work. So, these portals actually, so these don't work. They're glitchy. Yeah, that's what I meant by some things from BFBB. This mod isn't going to be everything from BFBB. But this is not my mod I'm giving you. This is not the mod I'm taking stuff with. I've learned way more than I did before this video. I know how to move, like, triggers, time, blocks, and, umbrella, like the slides and stuff, and this is just the Scooby-Doo stuff, and these levels just go to these levels, but there's nothing in them too much, but at this point, but, the mod's not going to contain everything from BFBB, because I don't know how to move, not everything's going to work, but it will, I'll move some things over, and then I'll release the mod, how much stuff I can get working, and then you guys can play around with it, and then you guys can, like I said, this mod's mainly for you guys for people that want to mod the movie game with the BFBB levels. I will include some stuff that I can get work. Yeah, things that I know that I can get running. I'm gonna include them, like slides. I'll include all this. You can slide them the slides and stuff, and then like some other things I can get working. Like my mod does include the blocks, like to the shady shoals, and you have a Goober token up there to collect for you. It contains also the pressure plate. I think it contains the pressure plates and. I used the movie game button. I did use the movie game button. I think I used just these two. But I took the pressure plate from movie game and the just in case you might be able to use both, but I'll test it later. But the tasks and the links I just pasted in. So the timers are from the BFBB game. The triggers are from the BFBB game. Everything you see in that video I just made a couple days ago is from BFBB game. Pretty much, except for the buttons and the pressure plates. Everything else is pretty much from it, yeah. And the Goober token is from movie game, but yeah, you can get Goober token up there. And Pineapple has I put that in the thing up there. But yeah, so you can use everything except for the portal. So you have to make your own. So you would go. So which one did we did? So I made my own. So let me just. So you know how these work, so I'm just going to get to what I did. So I'm going to go to port. I would have made a tool on this. So port. Where is it? Yeah, I named it this one. This is the existing one. It's HB. This one. You can't use this. So I made my own. So I called Portal HB02. And yeah. And this is all you have to set up. You just put the name of the level here. And I don't know if there's anything else you have to do with the new editor, but the new editor, this doesn't work. If I put the name here and telling it teleport player, with a button press takes you to that level, it will throw up a black screen. It still will. Even with the existing stuff from movie game, it still throws up a black screen. Now, if I do the same thing with movie game with BFBB, with the new editor, it doesn't throw up a black screen. I don't know why that's happening. If anybody knows how to get around that bug, please let me know, because I don't know why that's happening. You have to use 1.79 Dusty Perk. Like the one before the newest version, like 2020. Yeah, because there hasn't been a new version in a while. Yeah, I think it's probably finished development. If it hasn't finished development, I'm looking forward to seeing what they would add if there is more updates. But so that's I used that. You use your own portal just from movie game. Just use your own. Right click. Please. Yeah, portal. And you just you name it what you want or something. And the new editor doesn't. In the old editor, you can actually rename the objects in the custom BFBB map. Some reason sometimes it throws up an error message when I try and do it. I guess it's just the way I copied the BSPs over, because I do it the method that was, the tutorial I found. I just use that method. I don't know if it's different, but the old editor I don't have any errors. I can even edit the stuff in here. It doesn't throw up an error. Like if you try to rename stuff in the headers, I'll get error messages. In order to clone these characters, and this I can use. Yeah, in the new editor, I have to actually open up a level from movie game, an empty level, and call it test, or just an empty level or existing level, and then do it in that level, and then make more characters, and then I can dump them in here. I can't do it in the actual HB level from BFBB. That makes sense. Yeah, it will give me error messages if I try to rename the characters. I don't know why you can't. In 1.79 that doesn't happen. The version before Dusty Park 1.79 a couple versions ago, and any older build doesn't do that. The newest Dusty Park 2024, it does do that. So there's a couple bugs that are happening. That's why I really do hope that Igor does update it one more time at least, if he ever does work on more things, because there is some things I have that documented that do happen. Like these, even if you use the movie game assets, they still, the level will be a black screen. And I don't know why that's happening, because I'm doing the same stuff I always do. And I'm using the same methods I do for BFBB. If I open BFBB and do everything I do for these, it doesn't throw up a black screen. So obviously, there's something happening. I don't know why that's happening, dude. It's annoying. But yeah, so these are the triggers. And everything for this to work. So I'm going to show you what I did. So I'm going to click on this. No, it's not on this. I'm just gonna show you. I think it's the type. No, it's the I'll just say what it looks like in case you want to know this how these work. But if some new people that want to mod this game, yeah, when you click on the trigger, it tells it enter player, conversation, exit, talk. Yeah. So when you go in this trigger, it's gonna press the R button. And when you leave this trigger, exit player, it's gonna stop showing the R button. Yeah, that's how that works. And then, yeah, so yeah, HBO 2 top. Yeah. Now this is the old editor. It's so weird. You have to go to Dyna. Yeah, it's different. Why do they call it Dyna? What a weird name. I'm gonna go to the Dyna, bro. Small Dyna. Anyway, so that's the right one. Yes. And then we're gonna open this. And you can see here, it's press, R button, see, that's what I mean. Run. And that's how you learn how these work. That's how you can figure out how this stuff works. And then, exit. Yeah, the HB02 timer. So you can copy it in the text box or just look for it, but it's only my level. I don't have to scroll through a bunch of... Actually, I probably do, because I think I grabbed more stuff than I need. No, I grabbed just the exit stuff. Sometimes I'll grab all the timers, because those don't crash the game. You can grab... you can grab all the timers, it's fine. And then use the ones you want, or just grab some of them. And then this is what I change. Yeah, so the timers work. You can use these. These are from BFBB. These work with the cheat code, with that cheat. I just turned on control off hero, but I changed that so it's not SpongeBob. So I tried doing that. I think it worked, but the sound here I don't have for opening the door sound. So I don't have the sounds here yet. So I don't mess with this in movie game. I have to try these with BFBB. So this is a different type. So we're not using the portal that you would normally see in BFBB. This is my portal. So that's all you do. You use your portal, plus everything else. You use your portal. You make your own in the link I just showed you, and you use everything else from BFBB. Text boxes work. Triggers work. Timer works. Everything works except the text works. Just not make your own portal and tell it to go to that level. Yeah, that's what you do. Yeah. Now, I don't know if you can use the actual, there's something I want to try. Interested about this. What level is which? This is the since we use a different mark, can the markers work? I think you just copy the name of it. It's not this. Is it the asset ID or just the name of it? I don't remember. I've done this in a while. I think it's just the name of the thing. But, not... Whatever, I'm just gonna mess with this again. I made a toll on it on my channel. I'll have to remember what I did. I learned how to do this myself, just messing with it. So I'll have to look up my toll again. I made my own toll on that stuff. But, basically, I'm gonna see if we can make this marker show up. So it can be right by the door. But it's probably not gonna work, though. I don't know if those work, but... So we can... Go to portals, look for mine, here it is. Yeah, this is the one that will be used. This is the existing one. You don't want to use it. I can even get rid of it now, but yeah, you have to make your own portal. That's the only thing that needs to be different. Everything else can be the same. So marker asset. Yeah, this one. Is this what you do? Just put this in here, paste it in, the name of it, or does it have to be like the asset ID? I don't know, because sometimes it's the name, sometimes it's the ID. Yeah, one of the ever. But like, it's been like a while since I've messed with that, but it's not a big deal. I'm just gonna see what happens. But like yeah, like you can use them or can use. If it doesn't, I'm gonna cut this and try something, and then I'll come back. But well, actually, I have to open the game now, so I have to fight. I'll be right back. Yeah, both the name and the asset ID. Yeah, the portal. Okay, the markers don't work. I can't get them working. Right, at least without any more effort, probably. But they don't work. It just puts you right where it would normally put me. If it worked, it would be like something like this. It'd be like that. But yeah, it didn't work. That's how it normally is in the game. So I have to put these. Well, this is not my mod I'm working on. This is my ever thing I'm doing. I was messing with Scooby-Doo stuff. I actually like the older Industry Park for some things though, because I can edit the character names very easily. I don't have to deal with opening a custom map every single time I want to make a new character, because I use a test level, because you can't rename them. And yeah, the older editor does actually have some things that work better. Actually, for the most part, for BFBB, there's many things work really well. Movie game works well in a lot of ways, actually. But there's one bug. If you want to do some of this, there's really cool stuff that some of this stuff you want to mess with will kind of be glitchy on the new editor. The old editor, you're gonna find that you're not gonna have that with some of those errors. Those won't show up. So, let's make a video on that. So, there you go. That's our buttons. Yeah, they're working from BFBB in the movie game. But it's the only thing you have to do differently is use your own portal. That's it. You can use the triggers, the timers, the text, the talk box, the thing that shows up there. Everything that makes it run except for the portal. So, yep. See, this works as intended. You walk away from it, it disappears. Walk near it, and it's cool. It uses movie game text. Like it's in the. This is not the text box from movie game. No, it isn't. You can do this with your editor. You might want to use 1.52 or an older editor just to make sure that you do what I'm doing, because you might get an error message trying to warp in. I don't know if there's a new thing that's different with the new editor, but if you want, I just do this. But yeah, you're gonna see if you do everything I showed you and talked about, you're gonna get this your movie game R button thing. But this is from BFBB. Yeah. I opened the editor and showed you, yeah, it literally is. It's just, it's cool. It looks like you're actually using. So, yeah, it's cool, dude. I just wish that okay, I do have examples of this. Let me try to show you something, but if I hit this. Everything works. See, the buttons, everything will work for me. I can do all this stuff. If I open the new game, okay. Let me just do that real quick. Okay, back in my mod. So this is the mod we're working on that's taking stuff, all the levels from BFBB and importing them into the movie game with things that I can get working. Like these hovering platforms actually won. Yeah, you can use these. Just need that compatibility cheat. Or you have to use your own edit program to make them compatible. But yeah, these will work. Plus the scripts, things, the markers, even the move points work for these things. Yeah, these work too. These are from. I know these aren't. I did not. These weren't molded. I did not use triggers from BFBB plus this from BFBB. That using a move point from movie. Nope. This is from BFBB. Everything for this to work is from everything. The button is from movie game. I had to put the tasks in there that are from BFBB by just copying all the stuff that's in the links and moving them over. And grabbing things. That's it. That's the only thing that's used. Yeah, these buttons are from movie game. I don't know. Maybe you can use a movie game. You might be able to. You're going to probably say it's the same button model. Yeah, maybe it is, but I just didn't feel. I didn't really want to risk it just in case. It might work, but I didn't try it. Yeah, I didn't put this on top here. This was inside of this. I don't know. Even when I mapped it to be in the positions, for some reason it put the button inside this. It's like, no, I want it here. Gotta move that. I have to just manually move that, I guess. But that's why you saw it like, on the ground, because I didn't move this yet. But yeah, everything will work. Press this. It makes everything show up, and then once the timer's, even the timer is from BFBB, and it's a blue. You get the blue text box. The text box doesn't show up, but the blue thing does. I'm gonna give you the mod as everything will work. I'm gonna show you guys, just for you guys. This mod is to show you what works and doesn't, what I can get working. You know, obviously I'm not. You know, some stuff is like different. I might not. You know, I don't know how everything is developed. I'll move over most of the stuff. I'll move over some stuff that's popular, like, you know, maybe things from the Murmur. Like, I might try the rotating things that Practic presses would help Barnacle Boy or something. I tried moving Barnacle Boy. I tried moving script word and character on its own with all this stuff. The text, no, it doesn't work. I just thought, because we have this cheat code, I want to see what you can do with it. And there's actually a lot you can do with it. Yeah, it's quite a bit if you mess with it. Like the slides you can use, yeah, you can just move the slides over, but okay. A little something I want to show you. Let's use a button from, this is the new Industrial Park, the very newest version, and we'll show you what happens. So let's open up. I'm just going to see what I want to do. I'm just going to add a new layer because it's easier for me. How I do this stuff is you don't need all of the textures, models, and stuff in your HIP file. Just you can use this for default layers for your stuff. I like to keep stuff organized, so I just make a button. Don't make a lot of default. You know, just if you're gonna make a mod for enemies enemies and buttons and tasks need to be all in one. You know, for script. Let's say you want to kill the enemies to open a gate. Well, you need to have the gate and stuff in the same layer as the enemies, or it's not gonna. The links won't. I don't think it will work. One time it didn't. One time I did. I'd rather just keep that in the same spot. But if you're gonna move like simple objects like decorations, you can keep that in one layer. And if you want water, you can keep that in one layer. You don't have to put all into one. And then in the hot file, I put the textures in there. And then you put the models below that. Well, BSPs go here, JSPs go below that. Models, and yeah, that's how I do it. And then that's what I do. So you don't have to make it the same way as the games. You don't have to do everything. You don't have to put yeah. You can. This is just the default. Who cares? But like, you can click on this. So, all right. So I'm gonna show you this. So this is the new editor, and turn this on. And what we're going to do is place down a button. Red button. That was easy. But yeah, so I'll place down the red button. I think red button, I think of that maker. I don't know. There we go. And we need some stuff. We need the portal. Just gonna grab a simple. Just gonna put down where is it? I'm just gonna just do that. I'm gonna name it actually. Let's do that. Actually, we can't because it's gonna error. See, you're gonna see something that's gonna happen, right? It's gonna error. If I try to name this, and this only happens if you throw custom levels from the previous Heavy Iron game into your game. Yeah, like if I take stuff from Scooby-Doo into BFBB, I think it will happen. If I take stuff definitely from BFBB into movie, you're gonna see this, like the level model. You'll get this error. So if I try to edit stuff, that's why I hope Industrial Park gets a new version, because there's some bugs that literally will happen, and this is one of them. If I try to, I'll showcase this bug to you right now. What it does. Here's what's gonna happen. HB01. That's the name, right? I'm getting it a title. Now, maybe it will work. Let's see what happens. If I try to click this, it's gonna do that. Huh? And it won't. Yeah, it won't. You can't rename things. You can't rename things in your custom levels. Unless if somebody knows how to get around this issue, please let me know. Because I don't want to give false. I'm not trying to spread like false things here. I'm really showing what it does. That's what it does. It won't let you change it. If anybody knows how to get around this issue, please let me know, because that's what that bug keeps happening. Or you get that red error message that pops up, all the numbers and stuff that show up. And you have to, like, you can't save or anything. Yeah, this newer editor does do that. If you don't want to do these really cool stuff, like moving stuff from BFBB into this more advanced kind of things you do, like, that really are really cool, you can move things from two different... Yeah, this you're not going to have these problems modding a movie game, but if you want to make stuff like this, most people probably would agree. You would want to use stuff from BFBB in movie game, because movie game, you don't have anything pretty much from BFBB. Like, any locations that are from the SpongeBob show, which everybody likes. Krusty Krab, all these locations. Well, Krusty Krab's from Neptune, whatever. I mean, like, everything else. You don't get Jellyfish Fields, you don't get Goo Lagoon, you don't get anything. Or the characters, or anything else. So, that's why it's nice to take stuff from BFBB while modding movie. Because movie game, this fixes the problem that people have with movie game, myself included. That you can't, that you're losing a lot of the soul of the show because you don't have stuff from Bikini Bottom. Movie games is based on, like, movie, and there's, like, no one from the show you talk to, or levels from the show, so that's why I like BFBB. So now with movie game, you can actually you could take rain challenges and everything you want and put it in BFBB levels, but you're in the movie game. Fun fact, you can even take the Incredible stuff and put it in there, I think. I haven't messed with that yet. That's something I'm going to have to mess with at some point. I'm going to have to mess with that. Like, I want to see Mr. Incredible in here. I gotta try that. But anyway, so you can't rename the portal. It doesn't work. Yeah, it doesn't actually work. Hold on. So, oh, it did. It did. Okay. Sometimes you can't. Like, sometimes you try to be... It doesn't work. The old version won't flip any error messages. It actually did work. Okay. Is it going to work, though? Is it going to error now if I try to open this? Like... Another thing you can't do is you can't open this. Find what targets me in your movie... In the BFBB custom maps in movie. You're getting an error message, too. Because you're but the old editor, I don't know if you can open that in the old editor. I haven't tested that yet. I do have both. I like to compare Industrial Park versions because this program does change drastically between versions. Drastically, there's differences that really that will make or break the thing. And there would be really cool updates all the time. There's cool updates that will make modding better. But then you might get a bug that will affect something that originally wasn't broken, will be broken. Like this feature right here, copying and pasting and links. There was one bug. I'm sure people know this. Everybody that mods this program before I did. Yeah, you wouldn't be able to do that. It would you couldn't let's say you would put something in here. You have to duplicate it and then change it. It wouldn't allow you to paste it. It would throw up a bunch of zeros and it would just not let you copy and paste. Yeah, it wouldn't work. So I couldn't use duplicate fonts. I couldn't use duplicate fonts because you have to tell it to exit and enter. Play. Yeah, it wouldn't work. I couldn't mess with certain things with those because it was a Industrial Park 1.6 something. It's two. I think it's two versions after 1.52. It's two versions. I'm sure someone's played that version and know what I'm talking about. Yeah, that program did have a bug with copying and pasting. Someone knows what I'm talking about that uses this program. Robotics Archive or I don't text you. Yeah, someone might know that bug because it will do that. That was fixed pretty quickly though. After the new version, they fixed. I think that's what there was an update list that said fixed broken links. So that's probably what they were talking about. No, because these are links. Yeah, these are the edit where you change stuff in the thing. So maybe that's what it was. I don't know, but yeah. So let's see what we're doing right now. So this is get distracted with this. You don't put stuff in that link. So the level we want to go to is SpongeBob's house. So did I do 01 or 02 on the? I didn't mean to do that. The name doesn't matter. Because I'm talking. That's what I mean though. When I'm talking and trying to explain things and mod, I will do that. It's annoying. But I like making these videos, so because these are what videos that seem to. Yeah, so that's that. So I'm gonna rename this to 02. Why do they name it that? Why can't the Hubble be HB1? I mean HB. Yeah, why can't the house be HB1? Because that's the first part. I don't know why they did that. I guess they worked in the Hubble probably. Yeah, they worked in the Hubble obviously probably first. It's just confusing, and they do that. So let's do this. It's renamed the. Yeah, we're gonna rename it. So it's gonna throw up an error message again. But hopefully that's me change it. Two. Two. Yeah, you're gonna get that, but does it change? No. Okay, whatever. See, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, oh shit. What's this? Yeah, that's a thing. Can I remove it? Can I make a new one? Can I just make a new one to make an example here? Because I don't really want to close everything when you open it. I don't have to. Like, this is annoying. Let's do that. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's what it's doing, dude. The old version, you won't get that. 1.52, stop doing that. You won't be getting that. Like, that won't be happening for you. So, yeah, like 1.79, does it do it? I have to check. Oh, no, it doesn't. That one, but I don't know if it lets you go into doors and warps. I don't know if the black screen bug still happens. HBO2. You can't put a 0 or. Okay, there we go. HBO2. Extra everything. Yeah, see, that's how the old version works. You just see this works for BFBB. This new editor. This is the same steps you do for BFBB, and it still works. For a movie game, you're going to see what's going to happen though. It's not going to work unless there's something wrong with something else. But I don't know what's wrong. I legitimately don't know what the problem is here. So now we're going to go to our button, and so now we've made the portal, telling it to go into this level. Hub pineapple. SpongeBob's house. So now we're gonna go here. Button press. Teleport player. And okay. And it's Portal 01. I think, yeah, we'll check it. Everything, make sure it's saved everything, make sure it's all in here. Expand this window. Yes, it is. And then we can look at the portal and make sure that's the portal that we mapped it to, because everyone let's double check this, because that one doesn't work, so it's erroring for some reason. Yeah, HBO2. Now this is this is the old editor. Like, that's what I did. I used my own portals. Well, we're not using our buttons right now. I just used a button, but that's the same process we use. I just showed you. That's what I did. That's with the R buttons. I use everything from BFBB except the portal. So if you want to do the R buttons like I did today, grab everything I showed you. Just don't use the existing portals. You have to make your own portal through. Right click and find. Yeah, make your own portal and grab your in the list of tools that are there, and then you just use those. If you don't do that, you're going to have a problem with it. So, save everything. Now I'm going to have to find this file on my computer, and then we open it. Be back in a second. Alright. Let's hopefully this problem doesn't happen. But it's gonna probably happen. If it doesn't happen, I'm gonna be confused. Maybe I don't know what's causing it. If anybody knows how to get around this problem, like with the black screen thing, even we name the portals, please let me know. Because I don't get it. My volume is actually all the way up, by the way, so luckily there's no audio here, other than him walking and jumping right now. I didn't turn the volume down. Dolphin, my microphone's gonna. I didn't touch that right now. It's gonna be like the same. It's at 100, like for like. Okay, so. Do we have the R buttons? Yeah. So that's the thing. You don't need to worry about manually moving these to the doors and everything. You just you just copy everything over. Don't paste it. No. If you just open the editor and it's gonna put the triggers right where they need to be, and everything for them to work. Just everything needs to be in there for it to work. But this is my mod, so. Yeah, same mod. This is the thing that we're working on right now that you saw the other day. And I fixed that bullshit where it just wouldn't disappear. This button wouldn't turn red. I don't know what was wrong with it. Yeah, when you move stuff from BFBB to movie, some tasks get messed up in the script. Yeah, they don't work. You have to fix some specific things. Most stuff work. But no, everything else, the button just wouldn't go back to red. I had to, for some odd reason, it wouldn't go back to being red. But one of the sounds can be played. See, does the wheel spin? Wow, the bubble, everything. That's so cool, dude. That is sick. And there's no text box, but it doesn't look that weird. It's okay. You still got the timer showing up. I just want to show you guys what you can do, what can be done with this. Yeah, there you go. I had to make my own timer. This one's on a timer. This doesn't want to. I have to make my own timer to make it go back to red. So I had to name it the same amount of time as. It's around that same amount of time as that. So they both. Yeah, that's what I did. But yeah, so I wonder. I would laugh if the SpongeBob Win audio bug actually could happen if you move the warps and shit. Wouldn't that be funny though if that actually ended up happening? Oh my god. You know very well that probably... What is making that level break on GameCube? What is making the audio scramble when you go to this area on GameCube? I don't know. Somebody needs to figure this out. Like, what is making that happen? Like, please, somebody needs to figure this out. Because I want to know how to fix it. Well, I like the glitch. But what is causing it? Some people say it's not a glitch, it's part of the game. I don't know. I don't even know about that. There's too much stuff that happens, it's just not right. Like, you can get, like, stacking, you can get all kinds of shit to happen. And imagine doing that in a movie game. Oh my god, dude. That'd be funny as hell, dude. That glitch can be done in the movie game, but you can't move glitches over LOL. But it'd be cool if it did, actually. If you moved everything for that, and somehow it triggered that glitch again. It'd be funny as hell. But anyway, we're here to do the buttons. So same exact thing. I did everything I did for the buttons you saw in the house, in the pineapple for the old industrial park. We did it on the front door of the house to leave. That's the same thing we did. And let's see what happens. You're gonna see what's gonna happen. It's gonna play. Yeah, this is what happens. See, same that you saw for yourself what I did. Everything I did is what you do for work. Why does this happen for movie game for the new editor? I do not know. Yeah, that's what happens. It just does that. Now, if anybody watches this, if there is a specific step that's different from movie game that's the newer editor you need to do, please let me know because I don't know why that's happening. So, yep, unfortunately, my mod, I can't add the R buttons right now. Unfortunately, because they're not going to work. Because even when I use existing, you're still going to get this black screen thing happening. Ah, man, dude, that's frustrating. And someone needs to please, like, I can't even open the old editor unless I can make an editor file. Maybe what I can do is use the old editor Duster Park and make an editor file for the because then the portals will be. I could try that, and then when you use the old, I don't know. That would be a lot of annoying. I don't really want to go through all that stuff just to make an R button work when I literally just do it by just doing what I did. Like, it should be working as intended. Yeah, I hope they fix that. So, unfortunately, if I learned this a little too late in my mod. If I learned this, like, earlier, I would have been able to move the R buttons, but I can't because the Industrial Park has been programmed. I've already opened it with a new editor. I can't use the old version of Industrial Park for this mod because I've already opened it with a new program. Yeah, you can't open older when you've already used a new Industrial Park. It doesn't like you to use an older one if you've already been modding with the new Industrial Park. Yeah, the files, the hip and hop files will say error because you've used the new Industrial Park with those files. You've already used the new Industrial Park with those BFBB hip and hop files, or Movie Game hip and hop files, or Incredibles or Scooby. You can't use yeah, that's what I'm trying to explain. Yeah, it will throw up an error message. So this is a problem. Hopefully, there's a way to work around this issue. I don't know how to fix this. Don't know. I could try the R buttons from BFBB. Oh, wait a minute. The timers in R... Maybe that does a bug with the movie game timers with Industrial. I don't know. We can try that. I just learned recently you can use the R buttons from... Yeah. That's how you do it, though. It's cool to show you guys this. So, hope you enjoyed this video. If it doesn't work, then my mod won't contain those. I want it to have the R buttons, because they're easy to move over. It's very easy to move them. Yeah, it's actually pretty simple, so... It's just, you have to do one extra step, which is use your own warp portal. That's it. Everything else is the same. So, but this is a bug with this. I don't know why that's happening, but whatever. So, hope you guys enjoyed that video. See you guys later. Bye.